Welcome back to another semi-wild weekend. This weekend, we're back in the garage, working on the van, and we're going to install a swivel seat to the passenger side seat of the van. All right, so this is our swivel seat. We got it at sprinterswivel.com. I think this is a pretty universal swivel seat. So let's open it up, check it out. A bag of hardware. Oh, that's hefty. So this is our swivel seat. It's labeled as a passenger seat, so that's good. And I think this basically just fits between the seat mount and the seat itself. So I imagine we just need to take the seat off and there's the hardware to mount everything back up. Should be pretty straightforward. So straightforward that there's no instructions. So we'll figure it out. So, looks like we got some bolts, some washers, and some nuts. Let's go check out the passenger seat of the car. Okay. So, this is the seat base, obviously. And this is the track. But it looks like it's probably these guys right here. So this might be easier to attack from back here. Alrighty. Let's see what we've got. All right, so it looks like it takes I'm using a 15 mil. I imagine this should be in standard and not metric, but this seemed like this fit the bolt better, so that's what I'm going with. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And let's see. That was no problem. Time's no problem. There's two. Okay. Should be the same thing around the front. Let's see. Whoa. Okay. Well, if I took out the right bolts. Oh, there it is. Good check. So I want to look and see if there's any wires, and there are. That's no problem. I am just going to unplug the battery so that this doesn't set off an airbag or anything, and get a little screwdriver to help me sort these out. So it's pretty simple. So for this yellow clip, you can see all you have to do is lift that guy and these two separate quite nicely. Same thing with these guys. I went together like this. All I had to do is press down on this bit of the tab right here, and they slide right apart. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so with that done, we can move the seat out of the way, and I'm just gonna push it up here onto the bench, and now we have our seat base. So I'm gonna grab the swivel seat and make sure it lines up. Boom. And yeah, it looks like it's gonna go quite nicely. The holes line up perfectly, which is great. Again, I don't know for sure, but I imagine the handle stays on the top side, and this hole here for the wires is offset to this side of the swivel seat, which makes sense. So I'm pretty sure it goes on this way. And yeah, time to get the hardware going. This is exciting. So I'm gonna do bolt spacer, go through the thing, another spacer, and a nut. I don't know if that's right. Doesn't seem like it would make that big of a difference. Go righty-tighty. Let's get these guys tight. Cool. So it should. Ooh. Oh, I see. It swivels only one way. Ah, now that's interesting. Okay. Good lesson learned. I think these need to go in the other way with the nut on the bottom and the bolt on the top because it's catching here. Although this one's roving. Okay, yep. So I'm going to redo those. Let's test it like that. Yep. That seems like the way to do it. So I'm going to change the rest of these out. Okay, got those installed. What I hope is correctly now. Let's see. Oh yeah. Swivel seat. Very cool. All right. I'm going to try and get the seat installed here. Let's see how it goes here. So, to make sure I feed my wires through the hole. Okay. Well, that seemed pretty easy. I think all I need to do is put my bolts back on. Okay, let me bring you in here. So, let's see, make sure you can see this. So as you can see, the stud right here that comes from the slider sticks down through the mount. Comes all the way down here. You can see it's really close. There's no space, really, between the top of this nut and the bottom of the stud when this is pressed all the way down. So what I had to do, what I had to do was, while this bracket was still loose, there was play in here. You know, I was able to tilt the seat a little bit, get the nut started. Now I'm sitting on the seat to press the slider all the way down against the bracket. And then what you'll need is an open wrench, because you can't get anything under here between the gap. So you just need an open wrench, just tighten it up. So we'll be doing that all the way around. Okay. Well, that should be it. Let's see. Oh, very cool. So it looks like also get a little rubbing with the plastic right here. You can see it's catching on that bolt. and I think that's going to be a problem as it spins. Yeah, that's going to keep hitting, so I might actually trim some of that away, just so it's not hitting it every time. Well, all right, you guys, I got the seat installed. I did take this little bit of plastic off that goes on the side of the seat down here, similar to this one, which does seem to protect a little piece of the seat. So what I may need to do is, looks like those bolts were hitting in this area. I may come back and just trim out some clearance on this. But for the moment, I think I'm just gonna leave it off. But that was it. Pretty plug and play install. Not very difficult to do. Honestly, it took me longer to set up all the camera angles and try and talk you guys through it than I think it would have taken me to just come out and do it. So that's great. Not complaining, just saying that the install was really, really easy. Seems to work well. Obviously, you know, you get this whole extra space now to work with. They do make a swivel seat for the driver's side. I don't know how that would work because I just don't feel like this would clear the steering wheel. And even if it did, you'd be so like pitched forward that I don't think it would be very comfortable. I mean, it would technically give you some more room. There's just not that much space. These vans weren't really designed to have the space to swivel these seats, unlike the newer vans like the Transit and the ProMaster. So this isn't perfect. It definitely rubs against the door when you spin it. Suck. Yeah, man, and all that. Just say. Okay. Well, that's something to note, is you cannot, definitely do not have the room to do this. Yeah, so this is interesting. So because of the way, or I guess just the space there is, it doesn't appear that you can spin this even with the door closed. Which I guess isn't the end of the world. It's just a little weird. Maybe I missed something, but I don't think I did. It's obviously easier to just open the door and spin the seat real quick. But yeah, with that trim out of the way, nothing's catching. It was very easy to bolt up. Obviously, I made a mistake putting the nuts and the screws upside down the first time, which was my own mistake. And had I thought it through, I probably would have done it the other way. But it was easy enough to fix. Only took a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna go get the real critic and see what she thinks.
Wow. Oh, that's very cool.
Right?
Yeah, that's very nice.
So,
Nicely
yeah,
done.
Yeah, thank you. So obviously it gives us loungeability, and yeah, when we usually camp, we pull this second row out unless we're with the dogs. So when that's out of here, then we'll really have a nice amount of space.
Yeah.
And this is mostly to hang out in the van if we're camping and we get some bad weather. If it's raining, and we need to hang out in here for a while, it's nice to have a seat that isn't the bed, because we can't really sit up on the bed because the frame's too high.
Yeah, especially since we don't have an awning outside.
Yeah, that's on the list of things, but trying to keep, we're working on a budget.
Yeah.
So little things like this is great. If you guys are following along with this project and you're going to do the same thing, don't forget to plug your cables back in for the airbag, those two connectors that I showed you earlier, and then go ahead and reconnect your battery so that the van will start. If you like this channel and our content, please do us a big favor, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Well, all right, you guys. I thought I'd bring the van out and do a little camp. We're up on the bluffs here over Kenai Beach. And yeah, it's a little cloudy over here, but across the inlet, it's actually pretty beautiful. All the snow is melting around here, but over on the mountains, they're all still white with snow. And it's really beautiful. Adding the swivel seat to this chair, I think, is really awesome, and it really gives a lot of space in this van. I'm really pleased with it. And it was the perfect excuse to come out here and just do a little camping trip. So I'm gonna make myself some hot chocolate and just enjoy the view and then call it a night. So thank you guys. Appreciate you coming along again with us, and we'll catch you next time.